Okay, here we go. Let's make sure that it's recording. Yes, it does. So we have already done the first two, so I'm going to continue with the third one. So if you look in the fridge, you can, or you will find some cold drinks. Please do remember that the verb stays in the original form. This is a type 1 example. The fourth one, if there is no oil in the engine, the car breaks down. This is kind of a scientific fact, but also this can be a type 1. I think they're both acceptable because there is also kind of a prediction over here. But what I would say is use the zero conditional for this one. So in the original paper there was a not in here, but I deleted it because this question would be wrong with the negative form over here. So I will lend you my umbrella if you need it, my friend. So the sea level rises if the planet gets hotter. This is a scientific fact. So if you eat your sandwiches now, you will not have anything for lunch. So the eighth one, you are safe in an accident if you wear your seatbelt. Scientific fact. That's why we prefer to use a type 0 here. If he saves all his money, he will be able to go on a holiday. The 10th one, I won't come with you if you don't bring John. Okay, so if you want to have a closer look, you can now. And I'm going to continue with type 2, the conditional 2. Okay, let's go. Alright, so again I would like to start with the use of it to predict what would happen in an improbable or hypothetical situation. Maybe you will remember that in class we related this conditional 2 with imaginary situations. Imaginary was the excuse me, imaginary was the word that we prefer to use for this one. So if I won the lottery, I would travel around the world, but this is not the truth. I didn't win the lottery, and if we didn't have to work today, we could have a picnic, but we are working. This is a hypothetical situation, imaginary situation. Sometimes, okay, the would and of course the negative form of word wouldn't can be replaced by should, could, or might. With could or might, probably you will not see many activities, exercises, but with should probably you will see a lot. So I'm going to show you the activities over here. I translated into a word form where I had the chance to show you my computer skills. Okay, so let's have a look at this, the first two activities together. What do you if you win the lottery? This is quite a similar exercise that we already talked about while talking about the conditional 2. So if I won the lottery, I would travel around the world, but this is a hypothetical situation. That's why we use the second conditional. So what would you do if you won the lottery? Please do not forget that in the second conditional, with the if clause, we always use the past form, okay? So if clause, I've got the verb over here, so I need to use it in the past form. So if I had a better coat, I would sorry, I would not feel so cold. Okay. I'm going to give you some time for each activity for you to have a look at. If the weather be worse, we not go to the mountains. So if the weather was worse, we wouldn't go to the mountains. All hypothetical situations, all imaginary situations, please do not forget. So Martha, be very angry if you kiss her boyfriend. Martha would be very angry if you, the if clause part will always be past tense. He would feel better. Sorry, I just forgot to give you some time to think about. If he, if clause part, negative, didn't smoke. So just take a second to have a look at the sixth one. If Manuel be my sister, she be very sad. Even if you do not understand what the sentence means, by focusing on the form, you can answer the question quite easily, because it says conditional to practice, and what do we do in the conditional to? We use past tense. Let's assume that we don't know what these, excuse me, let's say that we don't know what this sentence means, we don't know what this verb means, but all we need to do is to transfer it in the verb to form. She would be sad. So the seventh one, we stay in a nice hotel if we more money. When it comes to money, it's always imaginary, especially with the if clauses. If we, yes, had more money, we would stay. But this is a hypothetical situation. We don't have more money, that's why we need to stay in this hotel. If I wasn't or weren't, you know they're both possible. If I wasn't shy or if I weren't shy, I would ask him out. So the ninth one, if Clara, past tense, studied more, she would be an architect. Imaginary situation. Always. The 10th one, they would meet her if she came to the party. But this is all hypothetical, imaginary situations. I'm going to continue reminding you. Okay, so it is what it is. All right, now we're going to talk about the third conditional, which can be sometimes confused with the second one, either in form and in meaning. With the form, I need you to focus on the past perfect and would or wouldn't have past participle. This can be confusing just sometimes. Please focus on the use if it does. It refers to past time, to things that cannot now be changed. So it is just too late to change stuff. If it hadn't been sunny, I wouldn't have got sunburned, but it was sunny and I sunbathed and I got sunburned. Okay, so was it sunny? Yes. Did I get sunburned? Yes. This is kind of important. Notice then in speech, the third conditional is nearly always contracted. So contracted forms are over here. It means the shortened forms, right? If I would see him, I would have said, no, by the way, there's a problem over here. It has to be in the past participle form, which means seen. So sometimes we use should have, could have, might have instead of would have. Please remember this. So again, with this one, I would like to focus on form one more time. Past perfect, don't forget. Would, wouldn't, have plus past participle. This can be challenging sometimes. So let's continue with the activities. Again, my computer skills. Perfect. Okay, if you not study late, we not miss the bus. So, if you, it says conditional 3 only. If it were, excuse me, we're going to practice types 1, 2, and 3 over here in this one, but it's only for the conditional 3. So all you need to do is focus on the form. Okay. So what do we do with the if clause in the third conditional? We use past perfect. If you hadn't been late, we wouldn't have missed the bus. But you were late and we missed the bus, and now it's too late to change anything. Okay. If she, what do we do over here with this one? Past participle, yes. If she had studied, but she didn't, she would pass the exam, which means that she failed the exam. So, continue with the third one. If we had arrived earlier, but we didn't, we would have seen John, by the way. Oops, I hope there were some students who noted my mistake over here. Sorry, I edited here. She would have passed the exam. So, if they, past participle, had gone to bed early, they wouldn't have woken up late. So if he become a musician, he record a CD, but he's not a musician, so he's not recording a CD. But if he had become a musician, he would have recorded a CD. But why on earth did this verb stay the same? Because please remember that with become, verb 1 is become, verb 2 is became, and verb 3 past participle is become again. So if she had gone to art school, it seems that they have forgotten to add the subject over here, so I did. She would have, again we've got the verb become here, would have become. So if I be born in a different country, I learn to speak a different language. If I, past participle, had been born in a different country, probably with the verb be, sometimes you get confused, but all you need to do is focus on the form with the conditional type 3, which is past participle, and it's not something you cannot do, okay? I would have learned, you know, learned is also possible, British English and American English. If she had gone to university, she would have studied French, but she didn't go to university and she's not studying French, or she didn't study French. Sorry for her. If we hadn't gone to the party, we, negative and negative, we wouldn't have met them. The last one. If he not take the job, he go traveling. So he has taken the job. If he hadn't taken the job, he would have gone traveling. But he cannot go traveling because he had taken the job. Okay? Hypothetical again. So this is what it is. So I'm going to continue with some quick reminders, and then we are going to make conditionals 1, 2, 3 examples together. With type 1, if I see her, I'll give her a message, predict predictions, given certain other facts. Don't forget this. With type 2, if I went, I wouldn't speak to him. Again, we've got predictions, but now we talk about hypothetical or improbable situations. With type 3, if it had rained, I would have taken an umbrella. It refers to past time, the things that cannot now be changed. It's kind of impossible to change. Oops. So here this chart shows us the possibility percentages of all the conditions over here. So all we need to focus is the 0 one, which gives us 100%, and the third conditional gives us 0% because it's in the past and now it's kind of impossible to change it. For the first and the second conditionals, the time is future. Alright, so we are going to do this mixed activities together. Please take your pencil and a piece of paper just to write the answers. I'll see you in a bit.